Hi, welcome back to our Algebra 1 series. In this video, we're going to solve systems of equations by elimination. So what this means is I'm going to try to eliminate one variable, or cancel out, or reduce to zero, or whatever you want to call that, but elimination is our process. I'm going to try to get rid of one variable. So the first thing I should check is, do I have opposites? Like here, I have opposites. I have positive 4 and negative 4. And when I combine those like terms, I'm going to get 0. So 4 minus 4, I get 0, so I don't have to worry about those anymore. And I'm just going to add up my numbers for the like terms. So I've got negative 2 and positive 8, or 8 minus 2 will get me 6y. And then I have negative 12 plus negative 24. So I have 12 negatives and 24 more negatives to get 36 negatives. And then I can solve for y, right? I can divide and get y is negative 6. And my next step would be to solve for x. But for right now, let's just try solving for that first variable together. So first thing I want to check is, do I have opposite numbers for each or either variable? And in this case I do. I've got a positive 4 and a negative 4 again, which is kind of interesting. Happened again, the exact same numbers. So my positive 4 and negative 4 are going to reduce to 0. Those go away because they're opposites. And then for my y's, I have 8 y's and 2 y's, so together I've got 10 y's. And then if I combine my other set of like terms, positive 20 minus 30, well, I have more negatives than I have positives by 10. So 10y equals negative 10. And I see multiplying, so I can divide by 10 on both sides, and y would get you a negative 1. Okay, I'm going to move over to a third and fourth problem. I'd like you to try to solve for one of your variables on your own. You have opposites in both of these, so why don't we pause the video and try to solve for one variable, and then once you've got your variable solved for, unpause and check your work. Okay, so you should have paused the video and completed the first variable. I've got opposites here for y, positive 1 and negative 1. So those are going to eliminate each other. And here I have 1x and 2x, gets me 3x, 11 and 19 equals 30. And then I can divide because I see multiplying, and x would be 10. And on number 4, positive 6 and negative 6 eliminate each other. They reduce to 0. And I have 5y, 5 positives, and positive 4y, which would get me a positive 9y. And then 1 minus 10 is negative 9. So if I divide, then y would be negative 1. So all we're doing is we're going to eliminate one variable. If I have opposites, so if I have opposite values, they eliminate each other. And then you just combine the like terms that you see for the rest of the equation. And once I have my first variable, what can I do to solve for the second one? Well, what I can do is I can substitute that number, that negative 6, in for y in either one of the equations. I usually try to avoid the negatives. If there are any equations that have no negatives, I want to use that one, but it really doesn't matter which one you substitute back into. So let's substitute back into this one. I have 4x plus 8y equals negative 24. But what is y? What did we just find out y was? Well, we just said that y was negative 6. So I'm going to substitute that y with a negative 6. So 8 times negative 6 And now I can simplify. 4x and then 8 times negative 6 is a negative 48 equals negative 24. And I want to get my 4x by itself. So what do I need to get rid of over here, over on this left side of the equation, to get that 4x by itself? Well, I need to get rid of that negative 48. So I can add 48 to both sides. And I would get 4x equals 24, or x equals 6. On number 2, again, I'm going to pick either equation. It doesn't matter which one. So I'm going to use the one that doesn't have any negatives in it. And I'm going to substitute my y value in for y. So instead of 2 times y, I'm going to do 2 times negative 1, because y is negative 1. Or I'm sorry, let's substitute into the top equation. So instead of 8 times y, I'll do 8 times negative 1. But you could substitute into either equation. It doesn't matter which one. So I'm going to rewrite my equation. 4x plus 8y equals 20. But what is y? Instead of a y, I can put a negative 1. And then we can simplify. 4x, 8 times negative 1 is a negative 8. And just copy down the rest of the equation. And I want to get 4x by itself. So how do I get rid of that negative 8? Well, I can add 8 to both sides. 4x equals 28, or x equals 7. Okay, I'd like you to try to solve for your second variable here. I'd like you to pause the video and substitute in those known values back into the original equations, and then unpause and check your work. All right, so you should have your work done by now. If not, just pause the video and finish your work. Let me change colors. Let's do green. X is 10 here, and I'm going to use the one that has no negatives in it, that equation. I'm going to use 2x plus 1y equals 19. But instead of the variable x, I know that x is 10. So 2 times 10 is 20, plus y equals 19. And I want to get, here's the tricky part, I want to get the y by itself. So what needs to go away on that left side of the equation? I need to undo 20. So I get y equals 19 positives and 20 negatives. I have more negatives by 1. And on number 4, I'll do green again. And let's use this bottom equation. 6x plus 4y equals negative 10. But what is y? Y is negative 1. So when I simplify, 6x, 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, equals negative 10. And I want to get my 6x by itself. So what needs to go away on the left side of that equation? I need to get rid of that minus 4. So 6x would be equal to negative 6, or x equals 1. And our final step, the last thing we have to do to get our answer in the correct format, is I need to write my final answer in an xy ordered pair. So x we said was 6, and y we said was negative 6. That would be my final answer. On number 2, x is down at the bottom here is 7, and y is negative 1. Can you take a second and find the ordered pair xy for each of the last 2 problems? And then we will end our video here. All right, so on number 3, it should be 10 comma negative 1. And on this one, it should be not negative 6, positive 1, negative 1. X was positive 1, and Y was negative 1. So our ordered pair is positive 1, negative 1. Let me know what questions you've got, and I will see you soon.